Okay, so this next video that I'm going to check out, I think it's just an audio. I don't think there's any actual video to it. Apparently, this is Bill Burr talking about, I guess, whatever happened between him and Patrice. I know that they had a falling out, and I want to say maybe I saw people making comments on some of my videos just briefly about whatever happened between them. I don't know the details. And I think that maybe they didn't resolve their differences before Patrice passed. And I know there's a video of Bill Burr talking about him on Conan, and he apparently breaks down and gets quite upset. I haven't watched that video yet. But anyway, I don't know. I might be completely misunderstanding whatever happened between them or just not understanding the full story. So for some reason, I just kind of zeroed in on this particular video that I wanted to check out. So I don't know. I guess let's see what happened according to Bill Burr.
Yes. Anyway, one time there was this transvestite, and Patrice was holding court in front of the cellar, and I believe he was kicked out of the cellar at that point. But they couldn't stop him from hanging out there because upstairs was a restaurant. It was like this technicality. And I think they also knew that if Patrice hung out at the Boston Comedy Club, we all would have just done our sets and gone over to Boston because you had to be around him. So he's sitting there, and he's trashing everybody.
No, maybe it's not about them having a falling out.
I don't know what the fuck he said to her, but she just stopped in her tracks, and she was all about it. She got right in his grill. He was sitting down, of course, as always, and she was standing up, he, she, whatever the fuck you say, and they just started going at it. And I remember one of the first ones she hit him with, and she wasn't scared at all. She hit him with, like, what he told us was an old street joke, but she said that he had so many spaces between his teeth, it looked like his tongue was in jail.
Oh,
we all died laughing, right? And Patrice goes, that's a stock line. And he sized her up in 2 seconds. Was like, all right, so this girl, she knows a bunch of fucking street jokes. So what he did was he threw like a light one, an easy one. And then he just like, Ali, lay back on the ropes, let her get like her next 3 fucking, I bought a snaps book.
Yeah.
And then he just started in on her and fucking just totally turned. Cause I was like, oh my God, Patrice is going to lose to a fucking transvestite. You know? And then all of a sudden he turned it around. And I'm telling you, they just went blow for blow. And like, I'm telling you, some of the funniest comics in New York at that country, at that point, some of the funniest ones in the country, I feel. And we became audience members. And we shut up. A comedian. We all shut up and sat there and just watched them volley back and forth.
Too bad there's no video of that.
Turning the tide. So she started walking away. It was still running her mouth. She never quit, but she left. And I remember Jeff Ross looked at me and just shook his head after it and said, that's the most unbelievable fucking thing I've ever seen. And I was just like, it was one of those things you saw it, and as a performer, you wish you did it.
Yeah.
The same way you saw Eddie Van Halen, you listen to him play guitar and you could drive in your car, fantasizing that you were doing it. Like,
or no. The equivalent to any, especially any comic listening to this right now, is you and Billy.
Oh.
That's one of those moments where I saw it and I went, oh, I wish that had been me.
Mm.
Never been able
and
to
that's one of the, and that's how performers look at that shit. That's one of the highest compliments. So I really appreciate that.
I'm telling you, I literally.
Well, if you watch that
because
that
you
day,
want so for
no.
Billy.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Just go out, yeah. Show any sort of weakness in the anywhere in Philly. But when you watch me when I yell at the DJ, like I'm trying to fucking work something out here.
Yeah.
He was actually relaying something Patrice said because all the comics came to the side of the stage and were watching it by the end.
Yeah.
And he yelled out, "Invincible." That's what he yelled out. Which would have been perfect because I would have been like, you fucking Eagles suck so bad. Some guy from a bar gets a tryout on your team. Not only gets a tryout, he makes your fucking team and has an impact, right? Like I could have gone on forever, but I didn't. Like I was so in attacking anything that talked to me.
Yeah.
And I always felt bad because the DJ and because he kind of pointed over at Patrice, which was funny because me and Patrice weren't really talking at that time. Because we had that big fucking battle on O&A because of that fucking idiot radio show.
Yeah.
And that Philly thing was the first time we read backstage. We actually started like fucking talking again like friends.
I heard that live that you and Patrice. You were on the phone, right?
Yeah. And that's the worst thing about the internet. It was like a 3-month fight in our relationship, but it lives on forever.
Okay, so maybe they did resolve their differences before he passed away, unless there was something else that happened. I still have no clue what happened. Maybe he'll explain it.
Yeah.
And people still ask me about that. And it was just, we were doing this guy's show, and the guy was just, the second I walked into the studio, he was just giving me shit, and I was thinking like I remember I came walking in the studio, and they'd already given me a water, and so like one of the guys working on the show goes, Bill, anything else you need or anything? I was like, no, I got a water, I'm good. All I need is some headphones. And then he turns around and goes, we'll get you some cans. We'll get you some cans.
Who is this guy? Don't say it, maybe I might be friends.
I don't want to. All you got to do is listen to the thing, you'll hear who the fuck it is. I don't name names, right? So then I was just like, whoa. And he just kind of kept coming at me like that. So I thought it was like, okay.
Why would that have been that have been confrontational, you guys? That's what they call headphones. I don't get it. I might just be a little slow right now. I'm still on Sudafed. So, okay.
Whoa. And he just kind of kept coming at me like that. So I thought it was like, okay, this guy thinks maybe I'm coming in from New York, so I think I'm better than him.
Yeah.
So I thought like this was some little hazing thing, like, okay, this guy's going to break my balls for a couple of breaks, and once I show that I have a sense of humor about myself, he's going to warm up. He never did. And in the middle of it, Patrice called in, and he accidentally cursed. And I'm giving him shit for cursing or whatever, but I'm doing it more in like that cellar, hanging out from the cellar, you big stupid head, this isn't satellite radio, blah, blah. And but then, man.
Yeah, I know.
I said.
As soon as you said it, I went.
Yeah, he fucking hung up on him, and I didn't realize he hung up on him. But even then, I was just like, who gives a fuck? I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. And the episode ended. Like 2-3 hours later, the episode ends, and at the end of the episode, right when my HBO special came out, and the guy was like on the air trashing, like making fun of my special. Like, so what do you got going on? And I was like, well, I got a half hour coming out on HBO, and it just came out on HBO. And he goes, really? I haven't heard anything about it, something like that. And I was like, well, it's doing real well. And he goes, whatever. And it was one of those things. The second the show ends, he goes, hey, did you have a good time? And it's just like, yeah, man, I had a great time. All right, see you next time. Fucking whatever. What was that?
Yeah.
And it was after the episode. That's when me and Patrice first got into a fight, because I got off and all it was a message going, yeah, that guy's a dick, man. Give me a call. So I called him up, and I didn't realize that he was really upset by it. So I came at him in seller mode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, what? Just kind of do this and blah blah blah, and then. And I go, he hung up on you, jackass, or something. And he was really, like a lot of people don't know, he was really a sensitive guy. So that's what started off. So then he goes, and that started the whole, you don't tell me I taught you to do this. And then my ego goes, what, you fucking taught me not to trash people?
Yeah.
I fucking made me when I was 25. I lived in a quarters. And then it was literally like, 2 fucking pit bulls in a ring. So then we had this ugly fucking.
Okay, so one thing that's kind of funny to me is that how he was talking about that Patrice is very sensitive, which seems completely to be a complete contrast to his comedy persona, which is very, very insensitive. I guess people would consider it that he would be so sensitive in real life. But I guess maybe because Bill was his friend and he just took it like Bill completely apparently misread whatever was going on, and it rubbed Patrice wrong. And at first when this started, I was thinking maybe I was mistaken and he wasn't talking about whatever happened between them. But then as the conversation went on, it became clear to me that he was going to talk about it. So I am assuming that this is the main thing of whatever happened between them that drove a wedge. This thing came between them for a while, but the Philly thing sort of ignited their friendship again. They started talking again. unless there was something else that happened that I'm not aware of. Anyway, it's kind of, well, it's unfortunate that they had this very public sort of spat with each other. But the two of them, Bill and Patrice both, come across to me as very strong-minded individuals. And so I could imagine that neither one of them wanted to back down from whatever stance they had, whatever, was going on between them. And I guess Patrice felt like that he helped make Bill Burr. That was the sense that I got. I'm not sure about that. I know that there was another video that I was going to watch. Actually, I talked myself out of it today. It was a video of Kevin Hart on Joe Rogan's show talking about some funny Patrice moments. Now, from what I understand, Kevin Hart, apparently when he made it big, he sort of forgot about Patrice, and apparently that caused an issue between them as well. That kind of, their relationship was affected. I don't know if they ever resolved their differences before Patrice passed away. But, it's really unfortunate. If the thing about Kevin Hart is true, I like him. And so it's really kind of disappointing to find out that maybe he really, like he did this thing, turned his back on Patrice, I guess sort of wanted to separate himself from him. That's really seems to be just not a very good quality. Maybe he has kind of repented from that. Maybe he's sorry about what happened, because, we all do stupid crap, make some bad decisions, poor choices, and, there are things we can't fix. We can't go back and change it. The only thing we can do is try to be better in the future. So maybe I should have watched that video. Maybe I'll get around to it at some point. I don't really feel like watching it right now, but maybe he touches on that a little. I don't know. I guess you guys who are fans of Patrice, know more the backstory in the situation than I do. I'm a relative newcomer to Patrice's work. I'd never heard of him before I started doing stand-up comedy reactions for my channel. So, there's just I'd never really heard of Bill Burr either. So there's just a lot of people I'm being introduced to. Billy Connolly, I didn't, I was not a regular consumer of stand-up. And so there's a lot of people that I'm watching that I just never knew who they were. Like I knew who Norm Macdonald is, I know about George Carlin, people like that. But almost all these other people that I have been watching, I've never seen them before. And you guys, if you're fans of theirs, you would know much more about them than I do. But anyway, whatever, that was kind of a tangent. So, and I can't think of anything else to comment on with regard to this. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Later, guys.